Thank you for coming. Welcome. I have some words. I want to do some thank yous first before we get started. I want to thank Pat and Mark for this lovely venue, for allowing us to be here. Please support them with your donations for drinks and food. I believe they take either cash or Venmo, and they have some QR codes. Thank you to the performers who are here tonight, who have so graciously volunteered their talent and their time. I am so grateful. Like this really makes my birthday. This evening is part of the story of my last 6 months, if not where my life has been heading all along. 6 months ago, on a cloudy Saturday in May, I left a marriage that shattered me. The last 6 months have been full of questions, uncertainty, stress, and like the phoenix, burning to ash and rising again.
Yeah.
These months have also provided hope, friendship, adventure, and great love. Tonight is not just entertainment, however, it is also a fundraiser. As many of you know, I traveled to Paris in June for a life-changing storytelling workshop. It was a weird time for me to do that. But as Lydia Yuknavitch says, I made art in the face of fun.
Yeah.
Telling my story in Paris in that intense workshop experience helped me believe in a future that I could not see or imagine. When I arrived home, the question of what next was answered by an unrelenting need to write, to share story, and to move forward, whatever that meant. While in Paris, I had heard about a New York publishing workshop, and I knew I would apply. My last book, Caskets from Costco, also for sale on Amazon and in the back, was published 10 years ago. In fact, it was 10 years ago this weekend that I had the launch party for it. So, is it? I know, it's so crazy. I have been out of the book publishing game for a long time, but I have a solid couple of books in the process of being written.
Yeah.
This workshop experience involves intensive 3 days of one-on-one sessions and with other attendees, and with New York City editors on both the craft and business aspects of writing. I applied and I was accepted. A friend of mine suggested producing a show to raise money for this trip to once again make art in the face of fuck.
Yeah.
I'm covering the tuition. Whatever funds raised tonight will go towards travel and hopefully some kind of magical, cheap, and safe place to stay. And for my birthday, I wanted to produce a show that celebrated the women in my life, in our lives. For the past decade, women have held me, heard me, seen me, and helped dry my tears. Women have healed me. So thank you for being here in these unprecedented and scary times to make and appreciate and celebrate art and these performers tonight. To donate, there are QR codes scattered around. For those of you on Zoom, there's a link in the chat, and cash is always acceptable.
It goes in the corset.
Yeah. Yes, it does. That's why I wore it. I wore this because I want to be Leah when I grow up. So I thought, you know what would look good with this dress? Oh, yes. Thank you for your love and support through what has proven to be one of the most difficult years. Ooh, didn't expect that. I'm happy to introduce our MC, Molly McNabb. Molly McNabb came to comedy the usual way, through medical school, a couple attempts at a career, and multiple psychiatric hospitalizations. You know, the usual way. She's been performing and teaching comedy in some capacity for over a decade and has had the pleasure of being Kelly's co-professor for a few classes. Please welcome Molly McDan. No, I think, thanks for Kelly for having me. I'll start you off with a little bit of my comedy before we get
Yes.
going. Guys, I did have a really bad day today, though. The guy at Xfinity called me old. Yeah. Actually, he said, ma'am, you're still watching network television? Yeah. Oof. I guess I am aging a little bit, though. You know, one day you're young and wild and free. Next, you're writing a strongly worded letter to a dish soap company. One day you're young and wild and free. And the next you're annoyed because the soup group you're following on Facebook stopped talking about soup. Yeah. One day you're young and wild and free. The next you're eating inside Taco Bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's
At 4 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have to make myself feel a little older, I have an 18-year-old roommate. When she moved in, she was so excited that I was born in the 1980s. Yeah, the 80s were her favorite historical period. Yeah, I love it. She's cute. I know this is gonna come as a surprise to some of you, but I actually have a real girlfriend. Like, yeah, the kind that doesn't have batteries even, like a real girlfriend. She's here, it's fun. Yeah, she, like, I guess I am a catch now. Yeah, easy to catch. She saw me in my dress Crocs from across the bar and she was like, I bet she's single. I was, wasn't I? Yeah, I am a catch now. But you guys, I'm not here to talk about me. Kelly and I have had some adventures.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, right? Kelly and I have taught a few classes together at this point. They've kind of had a range of effectiveness. We've taught some pretty decent comedians. Our last class, though, we had one student, 8 weeks, was it?
Mhm.
She didn't learn a single joke. She didn't write a single joke. She learned how. It just didn't work out. It's Kelly was also there, like the worst comedy show I ever had. There was like we were at a alternative high school, and I was bombing horribly, and who was sitting right behind me and laughing the entire time? This guest of honor right here, loudly. She was the only one in the room laughing because I think everyone else was like, what's going on? Yeah. Kelly and I have been on the news together twice. Now, the second time I'm still mad about. It's been like years at this point. They were asking Kelly, like, is comedy funny? And she had great answers. And then they turn to me and be like, what is women's health like in Nairobi, Kenya? And they'd expect me to answer in like Swahili. So my big dumb face would be like, I don't know. And then they'd ask Kelly some other easy question, like, do you like to laugh? And then they turn back to me and give me some story problem in Tagalog or something. Again, I'd just be like, I had one line in that whole interview, and it was like, the best is yet to come. That's one of my favorite Kelly stories.
I love that one.
We also, this is gross, but you know what? We've also been in competition on show days about who has little tummy troubles.
But you know what we're not in competition about is we're all here to celebrate Kelly. We're here to raise money for Kelly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this. Our first, guys. We have a musical number.
You only get one introduction.
You only get one. Charlotte Canner brings a lifetime of musical passion to the stage. While marketing strategy pays the bills as vice president of a boutique agency, music feeds the soul. Over the years, she has lent her voice to several bands, proving that the best performers aren't always the professionals. They're the ones who can't imagine life without a song. When not in the studio or on stage, Charlotte is the proudest of her role to parent as to 3 daughters and grandparent to 3 grandchildren who provide endless inspiration and material.
Yeah.
At 51, she approaches both life and performance with adventure and humor, believing the best shows, like the best lives, are the ones you're willing to take risks and laugh along the way. We've got a musical number for the show.
I'm so happy to be here. It just, Kelly and I have had so much fun. She graciously let me kind of help with this. And I've just been having so much fun.
I like you, boss.
Yeah. She knows what I like. But yeah, I've known Kelly, for those of you who don't know, I've known you for 30, I'm gonna say 30 years. Maybe it's 25, but it sounds better, 30. And one thing that Kelly and I have both struggled with, worked on, observed in each other is just wanting to become more free and more strong and more sure of ourselves. And we want that for you all too. And I think this song speaks to that and talks about being who you are through the tough times and letting that inspire the people around you. Give me some reverb, Mark. With visible breath, I'm calling your name. With visible tracks, I'm finding my way. With a sorrowful heart, I honor this pain and offer these tears to the rain. In a moment of truth at the top of the hill, I open my arms and let go of my will and stand. With the storm on this sacred ground, if I stand for the grace that I'm on, for what I be, then I won't stand alone. No, I won't stand alone. There's a new pair of eyes to embrace all I see, a new peace of mind, and it comes quietly. There's a joy in my heart that you've given to me, and I offer this soul's melody. So I'll beat on my chest till my song has been sung, and I'll cry like the wolf at the top of my lungs, and stand with my hands to stormy now on this sacred ground. Here I stand for
for what I believe, then I won't stand alone. No, I won't stand alone. When the voices try to shake my faith, oh, I'll be listening from inside out, and I won't be afraid to stand with my face to with the storm down from the same drown. Here I stand for the grace that I own, for what I believe, then I won't stand alone. No, I won't stand. I won't stand alone. No, no. I won't stand alone.
Thank you. I can sing like that, but I figure I should just do comedy tonight, let other people have their own skills. Ugh. Oh, our next person is a poet. At just 15 years old, Abby has already found a deep connection with writing. What started in 6th grade as a simple interest quickly grew into a lasting passion by 7th. And now she's working on her debut poetry collection. She's not an overachiever or anything. When she isn't writing, she enjoys reading, coloring, and watching TV. Through her poetry, she finds clarity, calm, and a sense of control, where her feelings make sense and her worry fades away. Generous, determined, kind, funny, and a little stubborn, Abby writes from the heart and never plans to stop. Abby,
Hi. Hi. This is a poem I wrote a few weeks ago, and it's called Space to Heal. Space to heal. People are people. We laugh, we cry, then we die. People are people. We graph our everyday, we smile anyway, then we die. But where there's space to be ideal, there's space to heal. When you were a baby, the world was full of maybes. You came out and cried because the world seemed wide. But then, after the lights stopped being bright and they cleaned you right, everything seemed all right. You had space to be ideal, to feel, and now there's space to heal. When you were a toddler taking your first steps, you fell and cried, but they picked you up. They promised you you hadn't died. It felt weird at first, didn't it? You were going too slow, and it seemed as though you were the only one who didn't know. Chunky and funky, but then you started to laugh, started to smile, and that was the first time you didn't cry in a while. You had space to be ideal, conceal, and now there's space to heal. I'm not perfect. I am imperfect. I'm not perfect. Sometimes this cage gets too tight. I'm not perfect, but that's all right. Just dance through the lightning strikes. When you were 5, pigtails in your curly hair, having no care for anything but this moment, and a nervous, shaky hand fumbling with the other, you rode for the first time. Secure hands clicked the helmet on and started to push. Don't let go, you said, and then you hit your head. It felt like you died, but everyone says you survived. It felt wrong to not know how to sing this song, so you took a breath, said don't tell me when you let go, and now you know. You had space to be ideal, to feel like steel, and now there's space to heal. When you were 6, you didn't know how to mix up the fortune. You just prayed that everyone would stay. When you were 6, the memory implanted in your mind, now it's all you seem to find when your eyes are blind. You remember how it tasted, how it felt, how they breathed, how it looked. And now your daddy's still here, just not here. And now you're crying to go to school, and now you're having trust issues at 7. Maybe they could have waited till we were 11. But if there's space to feel despair, there's also space to heal. This one's harder, isn't it? Kind of suffocating because when you're a teenager, it's no longer a clean cleaning. This one's harder, isn't it? Kind of aching because it feels as though the world is faking. Your special person should not be in this bed, looking half dead, face full of dread. Yes, this one's harder, isn't it? Because this time you can't just breathe and let it go. You just get to write the show and hope they know you can't be left alone, because you wouldn't know. Yes, this one's harder, seeing your sister like that, looking to mother and father for answers, but this is their disaster too, and they don't know what to do. Now your best friend by choice and sister by chance is not able to dance because fate gave her unlucky dice. Now you don't know how to help her and you heard the alarm bells, but I didn't think to check the batteries, I just let it beep. Take the space to feel, but remember there's space to heal. People are people. We lie because we like to be illegal. People are people. We cry because that's healthy when we feel we want to die. People are people. We're 15, but still smile like kids when we see rainbows. Hold on, I got a flashback. Hold on, it's fading to black. That's what I wanted, at least, to explode like yeast because I looked as big as a feast. I tried and I tried and I tried, and it will not be romanticized. I starved, but still never felt fulfilled because someone was always doing it better, but worse than me. It's not romanticized, and it wasn't that I realized. I just didn't want anyone to be reading my letters. It just didn't seem better. But I took the space to feel and remembered I have space to heal. I'm not perfect. I'm imperfect. I guess I don't try to shield from the rain. I just try to see the beauty in my pain. I guess it's amazing the things we've been through. Us people are true. We're not Barbie dolls with perfect paper walls, and we aren't movie characters at all. No, we are people, as sad as it is, we are people.
I need to see some ID. Are you 15? I was gonna say I'm also a good poet, but no. Wow, okay, that was really good. Well done. Okay, we can have, okay. Our next performer is reading. It will be Jen Violi. Word witch, Jen Violi is the author of Putting Makeup on Dead People, a finalist for the Oregon Book Award, as well as much writing that don't fit into neat categories. Neither does she. Jen is the creator of Elemental Writing, courses infused with ritual, writing, and remembering our embodied belonging in the natural. All right, Jen.
You hear me? Okay. Yeah. Got a little shaky hand, so it's better for me not to hold them. Kelly, I love you. I love laughing with you. I love crying with you. I love being the bad kid in the back of the writing workshop with you and misbehaving. And I thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight with you and celebrating you and supporting you as the amazing writer and human that she is. You are. So this is something that I wrote at the end of 2016, and it feels quite apt for tonight and for now, with a couple little adaptations. I've been thinking about a comment I've heard since I was a little girl, something said about some women with a slow shake of the head and a patronizing sigh. wow, she's really let herself go. More insult than comment, more like disapproval, more like criticism. Yeah, she's really let herself go. As in, she hasn't been to the gym in ages, or hasn't been slathering foundation over her blemishes in the morning, or putting on whatever outfits and attitudes, tones of voice, and ways of being are supposed to make a woman look and sound polished and presentable and put together. A disparaging comment that feeds the compulsion among us to hold it all together in a way that makes everyone else feel comfortable, in a way that fits. This fear of letting myself go runs a slimy undercurrent in my head and heart. This fear of slipping up or spilling over, exposing to the world the wrinkles in my dress, the bulges in my flesh, the clutter in my heart, and the anger steaming through the follicles in the top of my head. The fear that the world will see all of this and deem me unworthy of work, love, compassion, and connection. Well, as with everything else right now, the slimy undercurrent has risen to the top of the river, and I'm done with being afraid of letting myself go. I'm asking myself, what if instead it was a compliment? Like, wow, she really let herself go. She hasn't washed her hair for a week. Nice. Or did you see that amazing belly, the way it's hanging down over the elastic of her waistband? Those drooping boobs, they are so relaxed without a bra. Or, whoa, did you catch a whiff of that? That could only be the intoxicating scent of a woman who has forsaken showers because she has more pressing matters to attend to. What if she's really let herself go really means she is off and running, covering ground, making progress, progressing, making, feeling the muscles contract and expand in her calves, the sweat trickle out from the hair behind her earlobes and the edges of her armpits, beneath breasts, between thighs. What if it meant she kicked down the door of her assigned prison and didn't look back at that holy institution that wanted her labor, but not her leadership? That relationship that made her feel smaller than she is and bigger than she's supposed to be. The tradition she was raised with, but never felt like home. What if it meant renouncing the propaganda that had her believe in necessary casualties, hierarchies, isolation, and every man for himself, and instead remembering we all, no exceptions, belong to each other and everything alive? What if it meant you were watching her stride purposefully into the heart of her craft, brushstroke by brushstroke, turn by turn, word by word? What if she's really let herself go is actually what the whole if you love someone, set them free shit is about? If you love yourself, set her free, let her go. If she comes back to you, she's yours. If she doesn't, who the fuck cares? You didn't really like her anyway. Get busy being a different version of you. What if I write an epic ode to all of the times that I've let myself go? The times I finally stopped worrying about appearances, containers, packages, and focused instead on actuality, content, the gift itself. The times I let myself go across the country to a new city, Portland, DC, New Orleans, Phoenix, rising from the ashes of a 2-day Greyhound bus trip. Let myself keep going after he left me and us. Let myself go and rise from violation, from something stolen from me and my body. Let myself go into the Atlantic Ocean at midnight and choose to give the blood of my undoing to the mercy of salt water. Let myself go to get pierced through the cartilage in my left ear with a silver loop to mark my own damn territory, to reclaim the circle of myself. Let myself go from disease and death and family curses and become the mother flipping blessing I really am. How sweet it has been to let myself go. The good Catholic girl from high school, wrapped in the false assurances of dogma and settling for a demoted goddess. The save the world girl from college, convinced she had to choose service over joy. The woman who could only taste kisses after tasting gin. The woman who feared her own body and the fluid words that wanted to spill out of it. The woman who thought for a moment that a bully elected to power rendered her powerless. What if I let myself go right now? The self who thinks she's doing enough, the self who's stuck on Facebook in an ocean of global despair and battle, hate and greed and grief, rather than standing on the front lines of her life, facing privilege, taking action, taking heart. I want to burn it all down. This self, this me who nitpicks details, who has kitchen towel protocols, inherited from my mother, inherited from her mother, inherited from an adopted family with a fancy house and manners. I want to know my great-grandmother's position on kitchen towels, my mother's mother's mother. I bet she didn't have one. My dad's mother, I know, would clean her kitchen with a hose she pulled in from the backyard. The kitchen floor sloped toward the door so she could just hose it all down and let the dirty water roll on out. Now that is some cleaning protocol I can get behind. I want to burn down all the kitchen towels and hand towels and dish towels and only for rags towels and leave my hands wet with sudsy water or garden water or whatever so I can flick my dripping fingertips at my old self going up in flames and listen to the sizzle as droplets hit fire. I want to burn it all down. This achy, padded for protection body. I want to burn it all down so I can find her again, or find her for the first time. Wet, red, fledgling me in a heap of ashes. Loving her, loving the ashes, waving to all of the other fledglings in the heap and squawking out, hey, I see you. I'm with you. Who wants to rise together? I want to burn it all down, the fantasies I grew up with about knights in shining armor coming to rescue me from this actually exquisite mess. I want to grow a new skin for a new kind of battle. I want to grow a shell to make of myself an egg, to return to soupy me and give myself a chance to set and solidify, to see what new form I might take this time. I want a shell I can crack out of, to bust my way out of my father's skull so confidently that no one can doubt my place in the pantheon, not even me. I want to burn it all down to make way for the me who isn't waiting for a savior to redeem her soul, sanctify her body, or approve of her mind, to make way for the me who does not apologize unless she's actually done something to apologize for, who doesn't stay silent when it's time to make some righteous noise, who knows that the world is hungry for the brave, tender, untamed voices of women and who brandishes her pen accordingly. I want to walk into a room and turn heads with the smell and sight and music of me, the taste and girth and feel of me, to stop the trafficked chit chat of nothingness so that all that anyone can say is, wow, you know, she's really let herself go. So that anyone and everyone in a 5,000-mile radius suddenly feels the urge to let themselves go too. Life rippling out to other life because that's how it works. Bras snapping open, buttons popping and flying, structures and strictures crumbling, hearts racing, air pumping through fully expanded lungs, a legion of heroines marching, unabashedly letting themselves go.
Kelly, the talent can go. I'm definitely letting myself go. To add to the talent. All right. The next talent is another comedian. Kristen Rowan is a comedian based in Portland, Oregon, whose style ranges from the personal to the absurd. It's true. She hosts the comedy show Stretch, which is not far from here at Covert Cafe. She's a pro player at Comedy Sports in Portland as well. In 2015, she won Bob Fest in Seattle with her fake invention of social media for plants. So funny. She's also the author of the young adult novel, Paula and Mr. Meaty Pants. She's also probably the cutest one here, but I'm a little biased. She's the girlfriend I was talking about. All right, up next is Chris Rowan.
Get a room.
That was so awkward. Like, do I fist bump? We just, okay. So awkward. There's so much stuff happening here. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad when I'm on variety shows because I'm like, I have no skills. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do comedy. I'm sorry. That's all I got. Here's a fun fact I'm gonna open with. My nipples are, no, there's more. They are exactly 4 feet off the ground.
Wow.
Yes, they are. No, they really are. I used to work at Oaks Park. I don't know if you know, but every height sign there, you have to be shorter than 4 feet or you have to be taller than 4 feet. I'm not weird. You would notice if you worked in a place and every sign pointed right at your nipple, like everyone would notice. That's not weird. Okay. I used to tell this joke a little differently because it was like 10 years since I worked there and I've had a couple kids. So I used to tell this joke like, yeah, they're probably 3'11" now, We measured. They are still 4 feet. Thank you. I love that that gets an applause break. I did nothing. They just have not, I don't know. Oh, I want to ask an awkward question, but I'm not going to do it. When do they drop? When do the nipples? I'm 37. They haven't dropped yet. I'm gonna regret. Okay. Wow. Okay, I got time. Yeah, we'll see. I want an update. I'll update the joke. I'll be like 3:10. Dang it. It's fine. I did though when I worked at Oaks Park. I did actually have a very important job. I used to lube the roller coaster. Thank you. No one got stuck when I was doing it's important because like their old roller coaster used to go too slow. Like literally I would have to watch it and I have to be like everyone stop, like let me put lube on the track. So I did like every half hour on summer day. Like it was a lot. But one day I was lubing the roller coaster and not a euphemism, I really was lubing the roller coaster. Another female foreman, like same job as me, she saw me lubing the roller coaster and she was like, what? They told me they don't want women lubing the roller coaster.
What?
I'm so sexist, right? For no reason. But also, if they don't want women lubing the roller coaster, why didn't they stop me? I swear, I really am a woman. My pronouns really are she, her. I know you don't believe me, but I'm just gay. That's all it is. I know it's hard to tell in Portland, but I'm really just gay. And I'm also divorced, gay divorced, which is a little different than straight divorced because you find out which ones of your friends didn't actually know which one of you is which the whole time. Thank you. I'm not Emily. Okay, that was the other one. It sucked too. I was living with my dad like during the whole divorce, and he was like helpful with the kids and stuff. But then, like as I was getting divorced, he was like, "Yeah, your ex-wife reminds me a lot of me." I thought I was safe from marrying my dad as a lesbian, but nope. Heard straight from him. Didn't make it. Oh man. It sucked to date again too. I was single for like 3 years. So like I was getting a little desperate after I got divorced. Like I do really like you. But I did, okay, before we started dating, I was so close to joining a queer pickleball league. Like I was so close. I'm not athletic. I told you I have no skills. I'm not athletic. Like who would like want to date the worst player on the team. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I also I tried to join the Portland Lesbian Choir. There is a long waiting list, like so long that we had been together like 6 months by the time they were like, do you want to audition? And I was like, no, I have a girlfriend now. Like, what? I don't need to join. Like, but also I can't sing. Like, who's gonna be like, I like that one. You can't hold a tune. Like, that would be awful. I probably wouldn't have even made it onto the choir. But anyway, I suck at dating too. Like, thank you for putting up with me. But like, so I was on a date like years ago with a different woman, and she asked me who my celebrity crush is. And I'm a super honest person, so I said B. Arthur. Which she thank you. Wow. Usually people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's dead. Like, I know she's dead now, but she was. I think that's what freaked her out. She's like, why is your celebrity crush dead? That's weird. But if I could picture her any age, right? I could picture her as Maude. Yeah, hot, right? People like whenever I say I have a crush on B. Arthur, they just assume I'm like into older women, which is like not incorrect. But what if I was thinking of Maude? You know, like I'm so awkward. I do. I'm not a good singer, but I do really love karaoke, even though I'm bad at it. But I get really stressed out because like at picking karaoke songs. Because like for one, at my wedding, we sang songs and I chose horribly. We sang together a duet of Loathing from Wicked, which we thought we were being ironic, and then it was just foreshadowing. And then also by myself, I also sang For the Longest Time by Billy Joel, which I don't know. I mean, it does start out romantic, and then like halfway through, it's like, maybe not for the longest time. Then it's like in front of all my about to be in-laws. I'm like, oh no, I did not look it up. But there is one song that's bad, like any situation, doesn't matter if you're getting married. It's Message in a Bottle by the Police. I've made this mistake. Starts out very catchy, right? But then eventually you're just on stage by yourself like this. Sending out an SOS. 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 I know I'm not good at singing. I know you've heard a good singer tonight, but like I'm close, right? I'm close. Like I am pretty close. Thank you. Sending out an SOS. 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 If this was karaoke, you'd see they just keep coming. They keep coming. And I know how many times and I haven't done it yet. Sending out an SOS. 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 Time do I? I'm out. I'm close. Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks. Sending out an SOS. 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 There, I think that was it. 25 times, right? All right. See, that was awful. That was so awkward. All right, that was me. Thanks. That was, I love that joke. That joke so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to Google Docs. You didn't see me doing this. Yeah, it really gets in your head. It's 25 times, right? You think you guys kept with it this time. Sometimes people are like, when does it end? Okay, we have more poetry. I'm super excited about this one. Okay, Joan Rush McCall. Oh, I love this first line. Always wanted to tap dance on Broadway, but she lost one shoe in second grade, and that was that. I also did lose one shoe in second grade. She then turned her sight on becoming a teacher librarian, where she escaped teaching math and, and could introduce students to the love of reading, poetry, and the magic of the library. In her third act, she now writes and submits poetry and mixed media to a variety of places. Joan just recently discovered that not only is she an Aquarian, she's a Pisces rising with a moon in Leo. Oh. I'm not smart enough to know all that. She also gazes at the moon. After all, she was born on a full moon. Sometimes she takes a gig as a guest teacher. Welcome, Joan.
Kelly, I hope you're feeling worthy tonight because this is an example of knowing your worth. I'm so glad to be here to do this with you. It's such a pleasure. Kelly and I met back in 2007. I was beginning to work. We wanted to do a writing group, and in between all of that, I was working on getting my national boards and teaching and going kind of crazy. And you know, her kids were wee little, and now they're adults, and we shared a lot of laughs and some tears, and our writing group has matured and grown into the Southeast Rabbles, and I'm just so glad to be here. So I don't know how many of you know Southeast Portland, but on the corner of Sunnyside and I-205 North, there is a most magnificent goddess. And it is this white oak that has been there. And I drive by it because I live off of Sunnyside. And so I wrote a poem. It's called a Pantoum. One of the things I like to do is do little puzzles with words. So this is it. Ancestors sheltered you. Excuse me, let me start again. Goddess sighting on the corner of Sunnyside Road and I-205 North. Ancestors sheltered under you, protected from the east wind's bitterness. You are the landmark guiding commuters home. Exit at the white oak. In the madness of traffic, I stop at the red light. A moment with Quercus Gariana. Inhaling your wood spice scent, I breathe deep. Pause. You are the landmark guiding commuters home. Exit at the white oak. Once you served as a passageway for time travelers. Inhaling your wood spice scent, I breathe deep. Pause. Tracing your deep furrows, I wondered, who did you heal? Once you served as a passageway for time travelers, offering shade from the blistering sun, acorns for sustenance. Tracing your deep furrows, I wondered, who did you heal? Broad, towering, and gnarled, you are the lone survivor of your grove. Offering shade from the blistering sun, acorns for sustenance. On full moons, we hold celestial calyx dancing through the night. Broad, towering, and gnarled, you are the lone survivor of your grove, with 7 crows roosting on your limbs each night. On a full moon, we hold celestial calyx dancing through the night. In the madness of traffic, I stop a moment with Quercus Gariana, with 7 crows roosting on your limbs each night. Ancestors sheltered under you. protected from the east wind's bitterness. So last night, I accomplished one of my, on my list of things I wanted to see. And my husband and I went up and saw David Byrne. And he had the most wonderful quote that I thought was great for tonight, and kind of how I'm trying to live my life right now. He said, "Love and kindness are the most fun thing you can do right now. Love and kindness is a form of resistance." And in these times, one of the things I've been doing is writing some resistance poems. And this one, I submitted it, and it just was put into an anthology that just came out this last month, called Made in America, an anthology, resistance poetry curated by James Hamilton. What doesn't change? Your snake signature changes the name of a mountain in the Gulf. Doesn't change the sunrise on Denali and the Gulf of Mexico. Your snake signature changes observance of MLK Jr. Juneteenth Holocaust Remembrance Day. Doesn't change protesting, acts of service, remembering. Your snake's signature changes gender designation to two. Doesn't change the pronouns you use. Your snake signature changes our health access and standard. Doesn't change the ability to wear a mask. Your snake signature changes access to the border. Doesn't change the moon and planets aligned with immigrants.
Was awesome. I mean, I wrote those poems and she just. You guys are all performing my work so well today. We are going to have a brief intermission. There are drinks and snacks that you can buy back there. You can look at Kelly's books over there. There's some sign up. The email list is over there. Bathroom.
No, really, I just wanted to show off my belt and the person who put many bills in it. I love it. I'm here for this. Hopefully you can see it on Zoom because I'm on the other side. So, Molly, are you ready? I'm trying to remember who goes first in the second half. Also, I'm obviously accepting cash in my corset and in my cup. There's enough, this cup is free.
Which cup, Kelly?
This cup. Oh, I would take money if you put it in my bra. Absolutely. It's free because it doesn't have a handle. That cup is free because it doesn't have a handle. So if you want these cups, by all means. Okay. All right. Also, there are QR codes. I'm just not rehearsed.
What's in the cup? The coffee cup.
The handle.
Yeah. The handle, seriously.
Yeah.
Did it just break now?
No, it was broken.
Are we ready to party some more?
Char again, don't introduce her.
All right, let us party some more. Charlotte Cammer brings a light.
Char, second song.
Yeah, Charlotte Cammer brings a light. I'm not doing it.
No, we're not doing it.
I'm just gonna read the bio again.
All right, I was joking. Okay, we're gonna let Char come up and do another song.
Can I do your job for you?
It's awkward to do that.
Oh, well, yeah. That's what she said. You see why people think we're sisters. Okay. This one's a little different, and I'm gonna set the stage a little bit. So Kelly mentioned in her intro that she's, oh gosh, just gonna bring it down a little bit. She's feeling shattered. And I just think in a room like this with people such as ourselves, we've all been there in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. And I know for me, it came in its most intense form. Someone give me a snap. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. When my marriage ended, is that like just such a theme tonight? Wow. 50%, right? Or is it higher now? Anyway, let yourself go. Yes, I love that. But I felt shattered. I felt shattered, and I felt like I'd been through some pretty hard stuff already. And it was like, whoa, I didn't know that it would get harder. And my ex, I wouldn't say it was an attempt to apologize, but he positioned himself in a way that said, I'm paraphrasing because he did not say sorry. I'm sorry I ruined your life. Excuse me? You don't have that power. And it hit me. And I said to him, you knocked me down, but you did not destroy me. And so this song speaks to that. And for me, and I'm going to set the stage, it's kind of dramatic. It's like I'm in my room and I'm singing this to myself. So welcome to my room. And there's, thank you, Mark. You shouted out, but I can't hear what you say. Talking loud, not saying much. Criticized, but all of it's break away. Should be done, but I didn't. Fire, fire, ricochet. You take your aim. Fire, fire. You should be done, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Should be done, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Cut me down, but it's you that have further to fall. This time, haunted me. Raise your voice. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Talking loud, not saying much. I'm feeling nothing to lose. and fire away, fire away. Ricochet, you take your aim and fire away, fire away. You shoot, but I won't fall. I am Titan. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am Titan. I am Titan. I'm Titan. Stone heart, a shape. The ones who run. Stone heart as bulletproof glass. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am Titan. Shoot me down, I'm not gonna fall. I am Titan. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am Titan. I am Titan. Titan. I am Titan.
Again, you stole my skill.
I know, I'm sorry. Here's the material.
All my material. Oh, yeah. I gotta share a little bit. All right, we're gonna have some more comedy. I like when the comedy has to bring. No pressure.
Blame the programmer.
I know. Our next comedian is Erica Gustafson. She is a Portland native, salon owner, and a hairdresser who's been providing comedy to a captive audience without their consent for 30 years. After decades of foils, emotional support banks, stories that would make your therapist blush, I bet. She's decided to take the act to an actual stage. She, she also finds mugshots sexy, which explains a lot about her dating history. Erica Gustafson, everyone.
Okay, so this is very new to me, and I was super anxious and scared coming here. I volunteered. I don't know why. I just said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, I'll figure it out later. And this is later. I've never actually done this, so thank you for your support. And I feel like this is a very safe place, and I'm very supportive. So thank you so much, and happy birthday to Kelly, and happy fundraising. It's very exciting. I hope that you meet your goal. I'm also in a like sort of similar situation as Kelly. I'm going through a divorce of 23 years and it's very new. And so I'm trying to figure out like what the next stage looks like and what the things in front of me are. What does that look like? Exciting and terrifying. And I will say that I thought you had to, I never imagined that I would be in this space and I never imagined I'd be getting a divorce like most people. And I always thought you had to maybe hate the person and I don't. And so I almost think that might be easier. But reinventions and change and growth, it's all beautiful. So thank you for being here. Okay, so recently I have been kicked off of Reddit. And to be fair that I did have some warnings. I was warned, I had some warnings and it was something that I wrote. It wasn't like, I don't remember the context. I don't remember the sub. I don't remember the group I was in, but I do remember what I wrote. And what I wrote was, real men eat pussy. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that what they thought I was suggesting was that if you don't eat pussy, you're not a real man. I mean, I didn't say it, but and I'm gonna go ahead and say that the moderator who banned me for life was probably in the abstain category. Right? I think I'm right. So I was banned, but I have so much wisdom and I have so much to share and I have so much advice to give. So I immediately went over to Facebook. I joined 2 groups on there. We have advice men to women and we have advice women to men. I post on both. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I identify as a therapist. I'm qualified, lived experience, right? Am I right? Lived experience. I've got lots to share. So I share on those 2 groups. I share, and I somehow earned the top contributor award. I don't. That's embarrassing, right? Because now you're just calling me out. You're just calling me out. I'm sitting off that butt, and I'm writing advice all day, all night, and you're like pointing out that I don't really have a life. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of fake accolades. I don't want that. That's embarrassing, right? It's kind of like when you walk into your neighborhood donut store and you're just like, your business, you got your little hoodie on, and nobody sees me, and they're like, "Hey, Erica, it's been a few days." We don't need to call me out, okay? It's been a while. Hi, Erica. No, we're not doing a first name basis here, Mr. Donut Man. Okay, you don't need to recognize this. And then you buy your donuts and they're like, oh, you get these free. You earned, 5 stars. It's your customer loyalty program. No, please don't. Like, I don't want your free bag of donuts. Or do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But it's like the same kind of fake recognition that I'm not really comfortable with. I want to be lazy and fat incognito. I don't need any awards and I don't need any recognition. So the whole unlicensed but not unqualified therapist thing, that's kind of what drew me to my current career as a hairdresser. Now, some people would say hairdresser. I as an unlicensed therapist, I consider myself a therapist. You come in for your hair, I give you unsolicited advice, everyone wins. It's good. Your client, right? They come in, I'm a hairdresser, therapist, covering all the bases. They sit down and they're like, I want to go blonde. And I'm like, do you? Do you want to go blonde? Do you want to do creme brulee? Creme brulee blonde? Do you want to do like a butterscotch blonde? You want, right? People want their hair to sound delicious. So I've got all the things. Do you want to be a boring 5N neutral brown, or do you want to be a chocolate covered espresso bean? Milk chocolate fudge, anyone? is so much more inviting than just like medium. So that's what I do. I make people feel delicious about their hair. That's something that I'm good at. I love it. So recently I had I had a client walk in, come in, sit down in my chair. She is Hmong. She speaks Hmong. Her English is her second language. English is my only language. We're trying to meet in the middle somewhere. She sits down and she says to me, I want to have a crunchy almond. And I'm like, okay, almonds are good, snaps are good. What do you want to do with your hair today? She's like, I want to have a crunchy almond. I want you to give me crunchy almond. I'm like, okay, you know what? You can have your snacks. I want you to have your almonds. What are we gonna do with your hair? What are you doing with your hair today? She goes, you give me a crunchy almond. Like, I'm gonna give you your fucking almonds, but I need to talk about your hair. Like, what are we doing with your hair today? And she says, you gave me a crunchy almond last time. Oh, toasted almond. That's what I gave her. I gave her toasted almond highlights. And she remembered as a crunchy almond. So that's what happens when you pull it out of your ass. Like, I was like, you want a beautiful toasted almond highlight, but I just made that up. So when she came in, I didn't know what she was talking about. But I gave her her toasted almond highlights and she was happy. And there you go. Thank you.
Was it your first time? Is that what you said? Wow. That was awesome for the first time. It was awesome for some people's. Some people are still working at it. That was pretty awesome. You know, the story about the donut shop. I was at like Goodwill and it was like 2023. Prior to the pandemic, I would stop by oh wait, time out. I was at Goodwill and this girl was at the check stand. We were still wearing masks, mind you. She was like, I recognize you from somewhere. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, Dairy Queen. Tuesdays, noon, 3-piece chicken. Oh, and ranch. And you like the butterscotch ice cream? You guys, I was in a different place 3 years later. I have decided never to go to Dairy Queen ever again in my whole life. So I was that person. Yeah, anyway. Okay, our next performer is Nikki Darling. I'm excited for this one. I see instruments. Nikki Darling is a poet, essayist, singer, mom, accomplice, and educator. She started playing the guitar 3 years ago and specializes in living room jams, country ballads, and musical alignment with the cosmos. She's a fifth-generation Oregonian, a direct descendant of a murdered Salem witch. Interesting. And a dirt-loving hippie cowgirl, too often planted in the city. She currently lives in Eugene and is just beginning new work with the Civic Sporting Project, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to save democracy by teaching democracy. She is a Beatrix Kiddo, a Sarah Connor, and an Ellen Ripley, a Femme Nikita. There is no future other than the one we make. All right. Okay.
I think I'm gonna go, can you guys hear me okay if I go without the mic? Yeah. I'm so sparkly and so, you can't hear me, you can just look at the sparkly. Okay. So I'm gonna sing some original songs that I have written. Considered doing some covers and I decided instead to do some original stuff and so The first one is one I haven't played in a while, but it's kind of an ode to Oregon. And then after the election, it got a third verse. And so it's a little bit of an end of innocence kind of situation. You know, we're all here in Oregon. And how many people in here have gone to the county fair? County fair thing you do?
Mhm.
Okay. This song is called Just Don't Fear the Carney. This is the one I haven't played for a while. Whew. It's July in Jackson County. We're headed to the fair. Two tops and cut-ups. And we got hair. Getting on the evening. And we ain't get a pair. But we'll be making out in the Ferris wheel, 40 feet up in the air. There's a smell of cotton candy, and the smell of drunk and sick. The dust heat rising, so we're taking all risks. Cheryl selling corn, but stay away from Rick. They'll try to get you off the load. Tell them about it's called a tip. Party, they put it all together. Don't pick the party, since it don't matter whether they got teeth, they got tax. Bears where summer's at. Just don't pick the party. One lives forever. There's things that bumper cars, scramblers and free fall. Double feel that ride home in the line with all the scratchers and tweakers and every ball. That was funny. That cat call. When the night is said and done, $500 more. Sunburn, let's just leave until probably 3 or 4. Let's face it, it's a grand old time, and you'll be back next year for more. The lights and screens and sparkly jeans are too hard to ignore. Just don't be party, put it all together. Just don't be party, don't matter whether short, fat, skinny, or tall. You probably ain't on the ball. Just don't party. On lives forever. Now you're sitting midway through November. The clowns are done, count it all. Then you're tempted for the vendor. Your whole true colors are out. They took a lying sex offender. But a smart black woman gets their hands, so they never were gonna let her. No, it feels like Hollywood, some great tragic play. But it's happening here, can't judge what it is we do today. We got work to do for summer. DC's far away. There's weeds to pull and wine to pull. Long way. Just don't be party. They put it all together. Don't be party. It don't matter whether it's Republican, warrior down. Just sometimes your friend. Just don't be party. But you know we can be better. Yeah. All right. So this next song is more in the spirit of this gathering, and a lot of people have talked about finding strength in tragic times. And I first met Kelly when I was up here on stage with her reading and was super inspired by her strength. This next song that I wrote is about my mom and about the ways that this world that we live in, especially as women, sometimes makes us a little crazy. And so we search, I think, because of that, for the ghosts of the women that we can look to for inspiration. And I feel really privileged that I don't have to always look for ghosts. There are really amazing women all around me. Just how cruel they have to be. Make the mother of the girl and hide her from the world and from me. Mama, you got me crazy. See it all now. Everything in life had to make it somehow. You got me crazy. And nothing in this house wrong street don't matter. They said with purple, she worked down at Sienna, they brown with boys don't understand. And I got me crazy. See it all now. Every minute of your life had to make it through. Somehow you got me crazy. Spending all day in this house or on the street, don't matter either way. She said, for words, I may be brave, but it's trying to struggle to never for your soul. Looking for your soul. And then this last one is one that I want to say because I truly believe that we are all connected and we get connected for a reason. That we find each other because we are all of the same. We are all part of one big same consciousness. And when we finally recognize that, then it makes everything better. That's just what happens. So that's what I wish for everybody here tonight. Gotta open your arms wide. Let me step inside.
Bring up you. That space, think you see between you and me. It's a lie. The skin on palm of my hand doesn't end. You begin and you whisper in my name without any shame, without any sin. We're all rising, recognize, time to pray. In the deep blue sea, I see love in me, see my place. Anybody want to follow me for that? Mark?
That was amazing. You look so good in my shirt. All right, we have. Okay, I couldn't hear the bathroom. I was like, no, if I had this doll. Our next performer is J.S. Douglas. J.S. Douglas is a horror author living in the Pacific Northwest with her husband, daughter, dog, and a growing collection of fish. She has several short stories published with Black Hair Press, Zomzine, and Timber Ghost Press, and 2 books available on Amazon. Her works most often address the topics she knows best: monsters, existential dread, ghosts, and the everyday horrors of existence. Oh. Just speaking into the mic.
So Kelly is in my writers group. She's amazing. She's an inspiration. She's also very funny. And she's always doing more things. It's incredible. Something like setting up something like this, doing stand-up, going to Paris, her writers retreat. Just, yeah, I can't even list them all. Starting her own practice, working with people and helping them every day. It's incredible. So this is not a reflection of her. It's a horror story. It's actually coming out tomorrow. Just did. Thanks to Kelly and Joan and everyone else in our writers group. It's very exciting, cool. And so I was like, well, they helped write it in a lot of ways by giving me edits and helping me improve it. So I'm going to read it. But it is horror. So I know I don't want to bring everyone down, but She's ready. Okay, all right. It's called Smile. Pen slipped on the mask, pressing the temporary adhesive against her skin. She tied the silken strings around the back of her head, draping her wavy black hair over them. She straightened her skirt and nudged the mask up. Her world narrowed as the mask crowded her peripheral vision. I can do this, she told herself in her bright customer service voice. Her masked face in the mirror reflected an unwavering grin. Pen flung open the door, the gray light of early morning illuminating a perpetual flow of grinning people, shuffling along the sidewalk. Some wore stiff masks like hers, their faces screwed up in a rictus of grinning lips and deep smile lines set against white, unmoving plastic. The stiffs took neat steps, giving way to those with second skin. Their masks were so perfect as to be indiscernible from their true faces. The only tell was their strained grins or unlined foreheads. Pen shuffled into the flow. The travelers barely gave an inch. 5 sweaty, uncomfortable blocks later, her chin tickled as the adhesive loosened. She dodged into her office building and ducked into the bathroom. As she powdered her skin dry with paper towels, she dug into her pocket for more adhesive. Topping the top, the slightly chlorinated smell of glue filled her nostrils. She grimaced as she swiped the stuff onto her skin. She pressed her mask back into place and counted under her breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She gave it a tug. The mask clung to her face, her skin stretching as the glue did its job. Pen tried to arrange her face beneath the mask to match her reflection. She fake smiled. The skin beneath her mask pulled tighter. She walked out of the bathroom and stepped into the elevator, jammed shoulder to shoulder in a gray block. Pen avoided eye contact. When the elevator dinged for her floor, she stepped out, plodded across corporate blue carpet, and slid into a gray cube. The phone's red call light blinked. Ready to get started, Pen? Her supervisor's voice sliced through the air. Yes, murmured Pen. The air around her grew frigid as she felt her supervisor's disappointment. Pen tried her reply again. Yes, she exclaimed in her customer service voice. She didn't look at her supervisor. Instead, Pen sat down in her gray chair and picked up her beige headset, jamming it over her ears. Another thing pressing against her head. Pain sliced through her skull. She pressed the accept button. Hello, thank you for calling Agnostic International. How may I help you today? The day wore on, a blur of falsetto tones. Her bright words decorated the gray air around her, filling it up until there was hardly any room to breathe. The afternoon rolled around and the words pressed against her mask, against her skin. Sweat puddled under her chin, loosening the adhesive. Her headache thumped against the hard shell, her exoskeleton. Pen's voice faltered, drifting to a real, exhausted tone. Her mask migrated across her face, sliding to the right. Her limited vision narrowed, drawing the wall of her cube in flat line. Pen's racing heart sent shock to her throat, narrowing it along with her vision. Why am I doing this? She asked aloud. She knew the answers: bills, expectations, obligation, being a good member of society. But really, why? She thought or said aloud. She wasn't sure. Excuse me? Asked the muffled voice at the end of the line. Excuse me, Pen murmured. Is this a real person? She wondered. Who is real? The mask slipped again, covering both of her eyes. The world blinked. The person still spoke, but she couldn't hear the words. I have to go. Pen's voice echoed in her mask, jamming spikes into her head. She removed the headset. Stillness filled her, the gray murmur of the other reps muffled by her wonky mask. Closing her eyes, she saw blue and red sparkles zapping across her eyelids. Her eyelashes scraped at the mask's interior. She tried to sit completely still. Penny! Her supervisor's voice jostled her. Pen jolted up, adjusting her mask. The world came into focus, the gray walls, the phone, the dangling headset. She turned toward the voice. Her supervisor's skin-tight mask hove into view. Faint lines showed where the mask ended and the supervisor's hairline began. Pen squinted at the woman, her headache clamping into her forehead. What happened there, Penny? A smile gleamed from that face. Pen's stomach turned. She could hear impatience bubbling up behind the false brightness. I'm sorry, I don't feel well. You're sick? I have a migraine. Time to go home then. Right. Here, her supervisor handed her something for tomorrow. Penny looked down at the tube of super glue, then up to her supervisor. The smile didn't falter, the eyes glinting with impatient, crinkled in permanent pleasure. Penny pocketed the tube. See you tomorrow. The next morning, Penn slipped the mask on, pressing the adhesive against her skin. She tied the silken strings around the back of her head, draping her wavy black hair over them. She straightened her skirt and nudged the mask up. The super glue tightened. She watched her reflection in the mirror through delighted eye holes. The smile lines along her face stretched picture perfect and would remain in place for days. Her skin prickled with sweat. A headache loomed in the back of her skull. Her grinning mask bobbed in a river of smiles. Someone stepped on Penn's foot as she pushed her way down the busy sidewalk. Another mask elbowed her as it pushed off the sidewalk and into a large beige building. Her smile never faltered, even when she tripped and scraped her hands bloody. She pushed herself back to her feet, grin swimming past. Penn's unchanged face smiled back, her steps taking her bloody hands and bruised knees into her office building. Penn's grinning head bobbed to the beat of red drops dripping against the foyer tile.
I'm not even gonna claim I wrote that.
Existential dread for the.
That's really good. I'm like, I can't, no. Oops. All right, we are to our last act. Isn't that crazy?
The finale.
The finale. This next one is Leah Bear. It looks like she'll have some help on this one too. Leah Bear is an 80-year-old poet, painter, actor, storyteller, and lover of life. Her writing has appeared in Voice Catcher, Gleam, Journal of the Cadrelor, Women's E-News, Unchased Readers Anthology, and Mountain Bluebird magazine. She's done readings, storytelling and acting, and interviews in the Badass Silver Street Roar, Fierce Female Storytelling, the Burnt Tongue series, the Performing the Story series, Book Lovers Burlesque, Planned Parenthood's It's Not Me, It's You show, and dozens of other venues. She's a underachiever. Yeah. Leah is currently working on her novel, The Shimmer of Other Lives. Let's bring Leah.
By the way, happy birthday. Oh, thank you. And thank you for letting me be part of this celebration. And when this piece is done, oh dear, I don't know how to raise it. Oh, yeah. And we're all all of you are going to sing.
Oh.
Yeah. And the lyrics will be passed out later. Oh, merci beaucoup. Oh. What's that? In this season of long nights, you've been told you should fear the dark, and ghosts will haunt you. My name means night. You have no reason to fear me. I am no ghost, no spirit come to haunt you, no demon. But I am immortal, aging and ancient, but immortal. I am Lilith, the first partner of Adam. Oh, we were equal, made from sea and sand and stars. We were equal. But a jealous God was angry at me for refusing to lie beneath Adam. Why should I lie beneath him? When riding astride him was so much fun. Now, this much of the story is true. But the rest of what you've heard about me, lies. And so, I'm writing my own story now. After my refusal, God claimed he banished me. Ah, as if he could. I am creation itself. I am fire and water, and earth and air. I am all the elements. I am not the story he and then others tried to make of me. Oh, the story he told was that he banished me to the sea where I raised my demon children. And then, across the centuries, the story was told that I came in the night and stole children from their mothers. I am no demon who steals women's children. Another lie he told about me. Tyrants often are liars. I rescued my own children. Adam and I made 2 children, a boy and a girl. I am a mother. I only wanted my own children to have choices and freedom. When Adam tried to keep my children away from me, I took them back, not to kidnap them, only so that they would know the whole world, be free to choose their own lives. But years and years later, women came to believe I was a demon. They wore amulets to keep me away. And the songs they sang in the night were, Lilith, be gone. I've heard that this is where the word lullaby came from. I am not the story they made of me. Interesting, isn't it? The way women are often taught by men to fear other women. But before there were other women on earth, the jealous God, jealous that I could give birth, tried to make a woman from Adam. He wanted a woman smaller, more obedient than me. But I was still in the garden. I was still everywhere. There was no Satan. There was no serpent. That was me in the garden with Eve. Here's what really happened. 2 naked women in the garden, not there for any male gaze, just 2 women having the first conversation in the Bible. 2 women analyzing God's absurd edict, finding it illogical. Well, no, that isn't a story a tyrant God wants to tell? No, is it? Eve said, God told us we will die if we eat of the forbidden fruit. And I said, oh, sweet child, that's a lie. You won't die. Eat the fruit and you will have consciousness. You will then know the difference between good and evil. What kind of a life would you have if you never knew the difference? I didn't tempt Eve. I only showed her that she had a choice. Well, you know how that story turned out. They blamed Eve. They said she sinned. They blamed her. There was no sin in the garden that day. It was simply the unraveling, the fall that always had to happen, the unraveling that must happen if we are to grow, if we are to know ourselves. Those who call it sin are liars. Oh, for centuries after, pastors and priests and others called Eve's choice sin. They even claimed that because of Eve's sin, men had to work by the sweat of their brow, and women had pain in childbirth. Oh, more lies. Eve's choice was not sin. You know, when the word sin happens in the Bible, it's when Cain kills his brother Abel. Male violence, sibling rivalry, trying to placate jealous, angry God. That brings sin to the world. The story is there in the Bible. Look closely, you'll see it for yourself. Oh, but why not blame Eve? Well, it's so much easier to tell the story that way when it's Eve's fault, now isn't it? Or why not turn me, Lilith, into a demon? Why not erase Lilith? No, just try. Now, they tried to blame even me. I've told you before, haven't I? Tyrants always lie. I'm not the story they made of me. Eve isn't the story they made of her. And you are not the story they try to make of you. I am no demon, no ghost, but I am rebellion against all those who try to crush our spirits, to tyrannize us. The refusal to bend the knee to tyrants, that is immortal. And in that way, I am immortal. And so are you. That's why you're here now. I am there when women are battered, when children are abused, when people are enslaved. I am there whispering courage to them, telling them they can be free, telling them that the mind is its own place. And that's where freedom begins. Telling you that you have choice. Telling you that no matter what they try to tell you, your body is your own. Across centuries and oceans and continents, I am that rebellion. My name, Lilith, is from the word for night, Lila. And Lila Tov means good night. And it is a blessing. I will roam the earth helping you to claim your autonomy, always, and especially when patriarchy sees female autonomy as an attack. Well, I guess in that sense, I am a ghost. But you have no reason to fear me. Well, maybe I am to be feared. You are too. We are what this current regime fears most. And we are now in the great unraveling. This regime unravels before our eyes while women are telling the truth, while women are telling their stories of abuse. And the world is now being forced to listen. In a way, I guess we will haunt them with our stories, with our truth, until we change the world. My beloveds, be well, be loved, be free. Lila Toad. Could we turn on the lights so I can see the lyrics? I mean,
You can do that. I
In
think
the
we
dark?
probably read them. They're.
they have yellow eyes, they can see.
My first day of running.
I don't seem to be afraid of it.
We've got you
We've got you
surrounded.
surrounded. Can I borrow the chair?
Yeah.
Do you want the mic?
No, the mic is the word.
Yeah.
Close to you guys. I'll play through one set here to. My mother said, "Daughter, I am the one who spare mercy loves. I am the sad daughter. My mother's child said, just for others of stones. Face the falling of feathers, dancing on fire, the purple dawn. I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs bare, cursing sharp stones. I am mother's savage daughter, I'm not gonna find you. I don't know my boy. All right, we're not gonna lower them. Oh, we're not. My mother's child dances in darkness, sings even songs and watches the stars and renews the planets, reaching and reach them with the song of I am my mother's savage daughter. Sing sharp songs. I am my mother's savage daughter. My boy. That's it. Okay. We are all brought out of darkness into the world.
The old songs are waiting, they let the voices of thunder and rain. Now we want everyone to sing along with us on this one. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We are our mother's savage daughters. We want to barefoot, sing sharp songs. We are our mother's savage daughters. Who not Time. We are our mother's savage daughters. Want to run back, sing short songs. We are mother's savage daughters. Not the heart. We will not lower our voice.
Did we have fun? Did we celebrate Kelly's birthday all right? We didn't feel like sending her to New York. Happy birthday, Kelly.
Best birthday ever. So awesome. I had a vision and this was just better. So thank you for coming out and thank you for watching and thank you.